So, welcome to the Northern Knit Podcast. We are two friends in fiber, crafting, knitting, sewing, surviving random early April snowflakes in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and Stonewall, Manitoba, because Diana is still stuck in the province.
I was so set to leave on Thursday, and then Thursday morning I woke up and there's a foot of snow, and it's still falling, and I'm like, okay, well now I'm just snowed in.
Literally, I think we registered 20 or 25 centimeters of snowfall from late Wednesday evening into Friday in the city.
Sounds about right.
We're supposed to potentially get more tonight.
I know. Like, I was so ready. I dealt with everything. The apartment's empty. All the furniture's been dealt with. All the stuff has been dealt with. My car was dealt with. The oil is changed. It is ready to go. And then we got 2 feet of snow, and now I can't go anywhere. Like, I literally can't even get my car off the driveway right now.
I feel like people are going to watch me munch cucumbers the whole way through because I can't help it. They're within arm's reach.
Enjoy your cucumbers.
Shall we get through our stuff and get to some knitting?
Yeah. I've just about got enough out here.
I babbled for a good long while, but I want to drink my coffee and potentially sneak another cucumber slice into my mouth.
All right. Now that we've got our tons of babbling out of the way, lies, this week we've got What's in Our Cup, Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Wool Gathering, and Kniterature on the list. I'm very boring. My kettle is descaling at the moment, so I did not have the ability to make hot water, so I'm just drinking regular water. I have nothing interesting in my cup this week.
I've had 4 hours of sleep. We're drinking coffee in the big mug.
Ooh, big mug coffee day.
Big mug coffee day. I did it to myself. I have no one to blame but me. I enjoyed every second of it. Huh.
Yeah, you gotta pull an all-nighter every once in a while.
See, the thing is, if you were to look at my Steam, you will have noticed I was playing Stardew Valley all night because I've now taken to listening to books and playing Stardew Valley at the same time.
Uh-oh, that sounds like a dangerous combination.
That's how I ended up doing it from 9 o'clock last night till 7:30 this morning because I didn't register that it was that damn late till my alarm went off.
Boom, done, FO, right there.
Woohoo! We babbled long enough?
We babbled long enough. I finished an object while we were babbling.
Guys, I'm drinking some 1850 coffee from, is it Folgers? Anyway.
Yeah.
It's the Pioneer Blend, which is the medium roast. I'm still quite enjoying it. Today it's fancy. Well, it's fancy every day because I have it with the zero sugar, no real actual anything in it, all super chemical vanilla syrup that I can have as a sweetener.
You're really selling that.
Listen, if you read the ingredient, you read the ingredients list on that thing. It is frightening the number of chemicals in it. You've also had some. You like it.
It's delicious, yes.
It's just Jocelyn safe. That's really all that matters to me. But it is nothing but a bottle of chemicals. I love it. Love it. And conveniently enough, it's sold in my brother-in-law's grocery store, so he doesn't have to leave work to get me more. He also works for the company that sells the tofu sour cream that I like and the tofu yogurt I like.
This just seems very convenient.
Works out so well for me. They also carry the Herba Mat teas. Hello.
Nice.
All right, so this week, outside of taking my cat to the vet, which was me walking to a car, me walking away from a car, back to a car, and then me walking from the car to the house, which involved my coat, but I didn't take a shawl. I walked 5 feet to a car. I didn't even do the coat up. And I was outside in the snowstorm. Didn't even do the coat up. It was -8. It wasn't even that cold. Celsius, we're in Canada. It's in Celsius. Which, by the way, when I do the conversions, makes Americans say cold. It's okay. Apparently that's cold. I don't know. I got to do the math on Google. I can't do it on my own. I can't just convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. I do it wrong. But other than that, all I'm wearing is my cocoon cardigan, which I'm actually wearing today. I crocheted a cocoon cardigan. I watched the crocheted cocoon cardigan tutorial by
Was it Yarn Utopia?
Thank you, Yarn Utopia. And I loves it. I made mine out of, unshockingly, Bernat Premium. Just try to get this
I do like
unchipped
that, but-
Bernat. I really freaking love this acrylic yarn. This thing gets washed once a week, and I've had it for, almost over a year now.
Yeah.
There's no wear and tear on this yarn, and it is so soft and comfortable to wear. It's the one that normally lives on my computer chair, so I just wear it in the evenings when I'm cold. I live in a basement apartment, so I do get chilly from time to time. It's not terribly often, but I do get chilly. So it is a giant oversized cocoon cardigan that was literally a granny square that you knit to a very big size and then sew some armholes into. And then I gave it some contrast color in an acrylic red that I had. I don't remember what that one was. Red Heart, maybe?
Could be.
I don't know. Anyway, I really like it, and I think I want to make one in like a fingering weight version in a cotton.
That could be pretty.
I think that would be really nice in the summer to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculously annoying to take out with my backpack, but because you got bat wings. Like there's no real, like it'll bunch up when I got my backpack
Yeah,
on.
if you're gonna do the backpack, it's probably a one-shoulder deal with that.
It'd have to be. It won't work any other way. So that's all I've been wearing this week. The cocoon cardigan body is done in the tweed, which is a kind of pale beigey color, which right now is kind of weird because I am a pale beigey color. So I'm not dyeing my hair right now, so my hair is just like a kind of mousy brown. I'm like, cool, I am shades of beige, guys. And then the trim work I did in a kind of cranberry red color.
Nice.
That's it. Because we don't count
I
socks.
went for a walk to go pick up my car from the shop.
Oh, we're living the high life, guys.
Yeah. So I wore my Find Your Fade because that's my. So I actually have my backpack with all of my knits here with me. Have I dug through it? Heck no, I've just been wearing what's on top, which is the Find Your Fade.
That sounds legit. I am seriously eating cucumbers while we record. I should have put those farther out of reach.
So I'm probably gonna go dig out some broccoli after this.
It's so crispy and juicy, and I just like super lightly salted them. Mmm.
Lightly salted cucumbers are good.
Oh, so good. Okay. All right. Well, if that's what we're wearing and that's what we're drinking, what are we working on? Oh, I get to go first.
Well, we're working on the same number of projects now, so haha.
Yeah, but you got an FO.
This is true.
So because I actually left the house, I worked on my sock. Guys, I've been working on my sock anyway. I usually travel. Now it's my stay at home, and whenever I get a chance to work on it sock, is my Sally sock, which is yarn from Knit Picks, inspired by the best Halloween Christmas movie ever in my mind. I'm willing to admit that other people have different opinions. It's just mine is that The Nightmare Before Christmas is best. And you can tell that I got like next to no rows done and I was interrupted mid-row because, hey, look at that. I'm like not even halfway through a row. I'm in the first third of a row on one side. And then I probably got the call from the tech saying the cat was ready to leave. Cool. So I have made like next to no progress. I think I've gotten through one color stripe. I'm into the second color stripe post heel. So like no progress. But you know what? The appointment was at 11 and we were home by noon. So
That's not bad.
it was a really quick turnaround time. So, and it's not like poor Miss Bodie was driving fast because it was super sketch. The snow was super sketch.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a problem. All right, I have 2 more things to go. Is it your turn?
It is my turn. I'll talk about my finished object now.
Mm-hmm.
The mittens. Oh no, as I throw one on the floor. This is Tolbet. Okay. The mittens. The mittens are done. The cursed mittens for my brother. They are done. He comes out of quarantine this Wednesday, so I have time to wash them and maybe do a light blocking. I don't have anything to block these with because my sock blockers are in Waterloo. Well, they're going to get washed. The ends are woven in and trimmed and everything, so they literally just need to be washed, and they can go to my brother. I was realizing as I was finishing this second mitten that they're really more like cousins than even
Eternals?
siblings. Like they were never going to be twins to begin with, but like the thumb on this one is narrower, and I think the thumb is narrower, but the finger part is wider, and so the end bit is just slightly longer, and so these mittens are just not even quite the same size. And you know what? I'm just going to stretch the slightly smaller one after I wash it, and it'll be great. It'll be fine, because blocking is amazing like that.
Funny. Oh
They're
my
done.
god.
But
They
they're
are
done.
cousins.
These mittens are done.
And we can tell you're done because you're not ripping back any thumb. Nope.
Nope, not happening.
Not happening. Okay, cool. They still look fine.
Yeah, I know. I
They
don't
look
think he's gonna notice or care.
No.
So these
And
are done
right.
out of a blue self-striping sock yarn that was probably German in origin, but I've long since lost ball band. I've been working on these suckers since August, and I am done. Yeah.
I'm so excited that you're finished. So excited. So excited you're finished.
Oh. Stupid mittens should have only been 3 weeks. It took months. I'm done with those mittens. Let's talk about something else. I'm done with the mittens.
It's the only time I've ever seen you rage quit something. And it was pretty violent for you. I mean, not for the rest of the world, but for you, it was a very violent, I am done with these mittens when we were at Delicious. I think it was like just before Christmas. Was it just before Christmas?
I don't even remember. I think I was done with those mittens several times over.
Yeah, well, they've been in timeout for a while, and quite frankly, when your knits misbehave, that is where they belong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they're done.
They learn their place, plebeians. All right. I'll talk about the thing that I'm currently working on that is the big beefy thing. Did I not bring it all? Oh, no, I brought it here. Okay, good. So I've been working on my harvest cardigan, which is the knit that we're working on for the podcast anniversary, which got extended to the 15th of April. So if you got it done early, good for you. You, if you're in the FO thread, have 2 entries into the grand prize. If you haven't, and you're like me and Diana, you've got till the 15th. Keep going. I'm working on sleeves.
Oh, sleeves! You're so close.
I'm actually, nope. Yes and no. I'm working on my sleeves flat instead of in the round.
Okay.
And there is actually a very logical reason for that.
Okay.
One, I'm doing them 2 at a time. So I actually have both sleeves on the go at the same time, which is fine. But there is a fairly large gauge difference for me when I knit flat versus when I knit in the round.
Okay.
Now, I can feel the difference, which means I know there's a visible difference. So when I first started the sleeves, so you've got me thinking mittens.
Sorry.
When I first started the sleeves, and there's 2 of them on here, I started one sleeve in the round and I did 4 inches, and I realized that my gauge was very different. And I went, that's not going to work. Nope, that's going to drive me nuts. I'm not going to like it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do them 2 at a time, and I will do them flat, because I know my cardigan was technically knit flat. And it was knit flat because there was no closure. So I knit one side and I purled the other. So while I made the whole cardigan, it was still knit flat. So, and I wanted my gauges to match. So I'm going to have a seam up my sleeves, which doesn't actually bother me now that I've been thinking about it for a bit, because I was like, sewing, but whatever. It means I can put my seam right where my thumb would go in the cuff border, so I can make my sleeves extra long and then just not seam up the space and have a thumb hole.
Thumb holes for the win.
How do you like that for a thought? All of a sudden, that extra bit of sewing I'm going to have to do is nothing. Because I have to sew the sleeves into the shoulders anyway, and I made that decision because I've always knit in the round weirdly anyway. I'm comfortable with it. However, because I've got sleeves on the needle, guess who's done a body?
Woo!
This chica! We're finished! And we've been gently blocked and slept on by a cat while very wet. Very wet. We're still kind of damp. Pulled it off a touch soon. So, one more time, no second last time for, money and profit. In the red cranberry colorway from Knit Picks in the Wool of the Andes, we have one completed Harvest cardigan body. English, Douglas. So from my stitch marker down to the bottom was finished. Just shy of 300 stitches around. That was great. Sleeves are coming up so quick. Together, they're barely over 100 stitches. Oh my god. Because of the very nifty way that this cardigan is put together, it is a free pattern from Tin Can Knits, which was our sweater choices or designer choice for the podcast anniversary this year. The Harvest cardigan, you work up the body and the collar at the same time, so you guys can probably see here, which is really funny. I can see it in the camera on the computer, but I can't see it in person, like the difference between the garter and the stockinette section.
Interesting.
Cool. No, so that's a thing. So that is done. I have armholes. I have got a body. Now I need to finish some sleeves. That's still a lot of knitting in 1 week, guys. It's a lot of knitting.
It
It's
is.
no small amount. But the body is done, and yes, I put it on, and it fits fine. I, in fact, could, and I do want to make another one because I do enjoy the length and how it hits. But I'm going to go down a size because this fits me really well up front with exactly no no positive ease going on, or maybe an inch of positive ease. But I'm a little bit big in the back still. So I'm going to have to go down another size or two so that I've got a touch more negative ease in the girls, but a better fit through my back. So as far as a nice Harvest cardigan goes, like a nice wear when you first start to layer up cardigan, it's going to be perfect. And winter cardigan, it's going to be amazing. But as that sort of slim fit, light, early fall, late spring cardigan, it's a bit bulky for that. So that's fine. I thought that might be the case because I struggle with the guys. I keep playing with the back of my hair because of the undercut. I struggle because my back 40, as Gigi from the Knit More Girls calls it, well, not tiny. It's definitely less than my bust measurements in the front. So I'm trying to figure out how to make that work when I'm working on knitting patterns because I'm not a huge garment maker yet. So I feel like I'm going to have to start doing what I did with the Mallow cardigan, where I knit a smaller, I literally went down 2 sizes in the back for the numbers across the width.
Okay.
And then I did the front panels at the size for the bust measurements that I am, because it's the front that I need more on, not the back.
Right.
So what I think I need to do with sweaters and the round and stuff, I need to figure out once I split for the sleeves, that back number out, and I need to make sure that that back number is 2 sizes smaller so that the back fits better. Don't get me wrong. If I've got the spare yarn, I will literally put 2 twisty loops on the side and then just I cord myself a little belt and then just belt it closed, which is what I do with a lot of cardigans that I just store by.
That works.
So, I mean, there are workarounds for it, but I wasn't sure how it would work because I'm still really new to knitting garments. I'm still going to wear the Harvest cardigan. It's just not quite as silhouette fitted for me as it could be. So,
No, you knit and you learn.
Yeah, knit and you learn, and tweaks, people, tweaks. I'm also never, ever going to rip something out that looks fine that I'm going to enjoy wearing. That's crazy talk.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to like it, even if it's not perfect, then yeah, no, that's fine. You learned. When you need another one, then you can do it better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yes, I can. Oh, so stoked. So stoked. So I'm really happy. So I'm into my decreases. I got to do 10 more rounds of decreases and then several inches after that. And I do mean several. They say they're full arm length, so I'm going to have to add, the body, I'm going to have to add 2 to 3 inches to make it the right length for my height. Because, monkey arms. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, it'll be an extra 2 inches just to get it to sit properly here, at my wrist. And then I'm going to have to add a couple more inches after that to get the thumb hole if I can. So here's hoping the yarn holds out. It should be fine, but we'll find out.
Yep.
Yep. And the sleeve is the length it is when I'm done.
All right.
But hey,
talk about my sweater.
Yes, please. I'm going to eat a slice of cucumber.
It's got too many. Wow. Okay. You know what? I have scissors handy. I'm just 1 second. I gotta trim this.
What are you? That is a crazy amount of thing going on.
It was the very end of a ball of yarn, and I didn't want to join in the middle of the round, so I'm trying to keep my joins all in one place.
I rush and joined. They're all over the place.
Yeah, I didn't think to rush and join. Also, I'm pretty sure this is a superwash wool, and it probably wouldn't take kindly to trying getting rush and joined.
Possibly not. Mine is thankfully all wool, so she'll felt nicely.
So this is the Flax Cardigan by Tin Can Knits, also for the podcast anniversary, and thank goodness I still have 10 more days to finish this. But you can see it's getting there. I'm past waist, just barely.
Yeah, you're making progress.
It's starting to look like a real sweater.
Oh.
So I'm just going to stand up and get my head out of frame here.
For the prerequisite boob shot?
I don't think I'm going to make it quite as long as the sweater. I might. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to make it as long as the pattern says and then see if I like it. But it means I'm getting real close. And then I still have to do arms, which I am also going to, I'm going to stop with the orange just above my sleeve.
Okay.
Stop with the orange just above my cuff and switch to the charcoal so that I do the whole hand, and I'm going to knit it extra long so the whole hand part is in charcoal, and then I'll leave a gap for the thumb hole.
Absolutely. Oh, it looks so good.
But it's looking so good.
Excited to see
Pumpkin Spice from Dye For You is the orange, and the gray is charcoal. It looks so good. It's so squishy and cozy, and I love it. It's so warm. I'm so excited to just put this on and never take it off again.
Well, finish knitting it. Okay, it's a lot of knitting.
I'm getting there, but it's slow.
So of course everyone's like, Jocelyn, you need to make a love note. I know. I know. Mine will not be furry because I am not a fan of the halo look. Also, if I wore that much mohair, I'd go crazy. And well, alpaca silk fluffs up real nice. I'd die of heat.
But okay, there we go.
Really, really love the patterning on it. So I feel like a love note is in my future. It's another sweater. Tin Can Knits has so many pretty sweaters. It's crazy. Crazy. And the bright side is now I know for their sweaters how the fit's going to work for me much better.
Yeah.
The sweaters I make going forward can be fitted the way I like a lot better. So, because every designer is a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun. All right, I couldn't help myself. I cast it on a thing.
A thing, a mysterious thing in a bag.
Mysterious thing in a bag. I've been threatening to do this for a while. It's because I do that to Diana. I was like, hey, let's start another project. Why finish anything?
Such threats. Oh, woe is me. More content. It's terrible.
I don't think this will go well, but I'm going to try. There's nothing but scrap yarn in this bag.
Okay. Can sort of see it. There's a few balls in there.
Well, it's all my sock leftovers, shawl leftovers. So, you know, Halloween colorways that I didn't use a ton of because the pattern didn't call for a bunch of it, down to tiny little nubbins.
Okay.
So I started a scrappy memory blanket.
Ah.
I wanted to for a while because I like the look of them. Because I like the randomness of the scrappy memory blanket.
So is that the little mitered squares one?
It's the little mitered squares one.
Oh, it's so cute.
I've done 2 squares.
Oh, and you just join as you go.
And you join as you go.
Ah, okay, okay.
So there are like 50 million mitered square patterns out there, guys. Find one you like and use it. I like this one. My garter rows are not always going to go in the same direction all the time because I really can't see and it doesn't matter to me.
Then it doesn't matter.
So it's fine. So I have started this. This is going to be a blanket when it's done. I have 2 squares. We got a long way to go, guys.
Oh yeah, that's one of those years-long projects, though.
There is no deadline to this one. I don't currently actually have enough scrap yarn to make a full-size blanket. So I'm just going to work through the scraps that I have when I feel like picking it up. But it is sort of that like dishcloth crocheted granny square thing a day. Like I can just do one and I'm done in like an hour and a bit, which is beautiful. So it's sort of like my decompress knitting. Like I'm watching the news at night, which is stressful, but I want to be in the know. So like I worked on these while I was watching the news. And I found a use for my DPNs. Because I hate knitting in the round on DPNs. I've tried it several times. I have never once enjoyed it, so I'm not going to do it anymore.
Makes
So
sense.
DPNs are strictly for knitting tiny little things like toys or mitered squares for granny blankets. So these are my 2.25 millimeter DPNs. I've got the other 3 that make up the set of 5 in the bag. And I am literally just going to continually make random squares from scraps where I don't know what the colorways are anymore. If it's purple, orange, and black and white, it's Halloween colored. We can do that for you guys. But that's about it. True scraps, you guys. It also means that as I'm completing projects throughout the year as we go along and I complete stuff, I can add more scraps into the bag. So we're going to be a ways before this is a thing, other than literally random squares I pull out. So I did 2 squares this week. We'll see how many I get done next week. Technically, I could do like 7 a week because I watch the news every night.
That would make a blanket pretty quickly. You have a blanket in like a month or 2.
Give or take, yeah. So I may aim to just try to do one a night. Well, there's that really cool like 100-day project. Like you could challenge yourself to do like 100 different knit stitches. You do a different knit stitch every day and you knit a sample.
Okay.
So I've always thought about maybe doing that, maybe. Because that'd be fun. That's only 100 days. It's like just over 3 months. That's nothing.
After having done an entire year of crochet squares, yeah, 100's not that many.
Listen, when the benchmark for this is too much is 365, 100 is really not that bad.
100 is a completely sane number.
It is. When you're comparing the two, you sound way less crazy.
Yeah.
I know. That's fine. Whatevers. But that's it for me for things that I have worked on.
All right. I have one more thing.
I really should have put these cucumber slices out of reach. Guys, if you hear munching, I apologize.
Where's the top of this thing? Just don't want to pull all my stitches out. Okay, there we go. This is, I'm going to largely leave it in its bag because it's contained and we're getting close to the end. Where's the top side? Here we go. We're coming up on the end. My rows are only this wide now.
Oh, hey.
I'm closing in on the end of this giant corner-to-corner blanket, and I can actually fit a whole row on camera now, which I haven't been able to do since
a long time.
A couple of years. So it fits on camera now. I'm almost done. I have to do these back and forth, decreasing 1 square each row until I'm down to 1 square, and then I have to go around and do a border to attach all of my lovely little stripy ends that are all the way. I have so many ends on this, but I'm going to put a border on it, and then I don't have to weave them in.
You're going to want to trim your ends a bit closer because you got like really long tails. You're going to want to shorten those tails up a little.
I'll just crochet them in, and whatever sticks out at the end I'll trim.
Okay.
So this is my corner-to-corner blanket out of black, gold, red, and white in the Lime Brand Heartland colors. They have fancy names. They're black, white, red, and gold. Eh. And I'm still very concerned that I'm going to run out of black again.
What? Did you only buy one ball?
I thought I was close enough. Well, oh no, I've got this bit. Okay, I've got some disparate little bits, so I'll probably be okay. I think I only have one more black stripe coming up, so we shall see. We shall see. And then maybe in a couple of weeks, this can be a finished object too. Yay! Maybe.
Maybe.
Big maybe.
Big maybe.
Maybe in like a month.
There's some Stardew Valley farming to do.
You know what? I was really excited about my coop and my mayonnaise and my preserves and.
Did you go with fruit bats or mushrooms?
Mushrooms.
I went fruit bats this time.
I haven't found mushrooms anywhere else, but I can find fruit anywhere.
Mushrooms are found in the mines.
Yeah, I'm not that deep. It's just easier to grow my own mushrooms.
Yeah, I went fruit bats and I stuck my preserve jars in the cave with the fruit bats.
I'm going for the artisan farmer in my little 16-bit, 32-bit. No, I guess it's probably my little 64-bit farming world.
It's a 64-bit farming world, yeah.
Yeah, it's such a charming little game. I'm enjoying it.
Good.
It's providing the desired escapism.
Excellent. I am glad. We discussed the number of hours I've spent on that game, and it's obscene.
I have many fewer hours.
That's fine. Oh, goodness. I suppose that gives us over to wool gathering, doesn't it?
It does.
All right. Let's do the usual 2 suspects for what? 1 more week? 2 more weeks, and then we'll be down to 1. Whew. All right, so every month we host a Patreon Live knit-in chat on the second last Saturday of the month. We are still doing that, obviously, because we never did that in the same place. We've all
It's always been virtual.
It's always been virtual. So if you are a Patreon member at $5 or more, you get a invite every month from Diana, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour in advance of us starting, which is noon Jocelyn time or Manitoba time. And then for 2, sometimes 2.5, 3 hours, we just sit around on a Google Hangout and we chat and we knit and we watch people get up and get tea and cats come across screens. Not just mine. There are other cats.
And occasionally dogs.
And dogs, yeah. Sometimes, you know, moms, brothers, husbands,
It's a
housemates.
good time.
It's just a relaxed, chill knit-in. We just happen to do it electronically. We are spread out everywhere, and we have had some amazing turnouts, and we have seen some beautiful projects. It is a way for me and Diana to chat with you guys in real life, in person, not just here on the YouTubes. And we really enjoy it. So if you are able to be a Patreon member, you are obviously welcome to come over and join us do that. We do other posts and blogs on there as well that is exclusive content for them. I apologize to the Patreon members. I haven't been as active as I would like to be on Patreon. I've been doing some background stuff, aka I'm the homeschool teacher for my niece. So a lot of my days are spent doing schoolwork right now. Wasn't expecting to be doing so.
Having fun doing what grade is she in now? 8, 7, 9, 8,
Yeah.
8. Having fun doing 8th grade schoolwork again?
I didn't enjoy 8th grade math when I was in 8th grade. Never mind now. Well, her mom is less of a morning person than she is.
Oof.
She's not really a morning person. She still gets up earlier than her mom. So because we're not on spring break, we're homeschooling now because schools aren't in session up here. They're closed down right now indefinitely because of everything that's going on, which is super fine. But she's got a bunch of downtime in the morning. So right now she comes to work for her aunt in the morning. So I have a 13-year-old underfoot at about 8:45 in the morning till whenever she decides it's lunchtime, which could be like noon, could be 2. Just depends on when she decides she's hungry again. She goes upstairs. She earns money that she puts towards ordering food. and getting Steam games. So it's work. I pay her for it, but it means I'm busy with her doing work stuff with her in the mornings, sometimes for like 3 or 4 hours some days. Depends on how much she needs to save up for. If we're going for something big, she puts more hours in. Go figure. So that's fine. That's not a problem. Then she goes upstairs and she does schoolwork. But if there's questions and stuff, inevitably we end up coming back downstairs with our workbooks. So I can lose upwards of 6 or 7 hours a day helping out and keeping her busy and keeping her calm and collected, because it's the hardest on kids. We're also not really monitoring her Discord time right now. Like if she wants to chat with her friends from sun up to sundown, it's fine. We're not.
Yeah, to be honest, I've been doing that myself.
Yes. So, I mean, eventually when spring does arrive, it will get here. It's a little early for our province yet. People get excited in April. I never understand why it's never actually here till May.
We're just so hopeful.
I know, for a whole 30 plus days, but sure. Okay, cool. We'll get out. We've got seedlings growing, so if they work, we'll put them out in the garden this year. If not, we'll do one of those curbside pickups and order plants. And then my poor brother-in-law will have to get them because he's the only one with a car. Strangely enough, they don't let blind people drive, so me and my sister can't do these sorts of errands. It's a physics thing, so that's fine. So I've got written blog posts that aren't edited, and because they're not edited, they're in Jocelyn, which is not English. You can ask Diana. It's not English.
It's definitely not English.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. And I know it's not English. This is why I haven't posted them. So, though with Diana still stuck in Stonewall, she can still do Experimental Tuesdays, which is a bonus.
Yeah. The next one is mostly edited and ready to go up on Tuesday.
I'm recording because I went with something that's going to be experimental for them, but not necessarily experimental for us, because I wanted comfort food. I did a twofer again, so I'm doing 2 recipes for 1.
I was just highly experimental. It got real experimental.
Is it that thingy that you were going to do that was the dessert thingy that I was jealous because you weren't going to be here to do it?
No, that's just a whole other level of experimental that I'm not prepared for yet.
Okay. Hey, listen, the salmon thing looked tasty.
The salmon thing got surprisingly experimental.
It looked tasty.
It came out pretty good.
I apparently really like those breakfast taquitos because they're all gone. Cool. You'll be making those again.
Yeah.
For the 3rd time. Well, so there's a winner. So that's fine. So that goes on. So there's weekly random food videos, a monthly knit chat in, random blog posts when I've got the opportunity to do it. When we get up over $100 a month in earnings, we're going to sucker Diana into our quarterly book club. So we've got goals, peoples. We got goals. What am I going to do after that? I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. I never thought we'd make it to 50 a month, so
we'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
Burn that bridge when we come to it. I do have the new banner. Everybody likes it. It's really good. I literally just haven't had time to sit down in front of a computer and have enough mental capacity to argue to get the new banner put up. I may ask Diana to do that for me this week by going, hey, Diana, could you put up the new banner on the platforms for me?
Sure.
That'd be great. Thanks. Or can I give you
a Dropbox folder?
Yeah, that's the one it's the one I sent you. The email I sent you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can put it on the things.
That would be amazing. Or I can give you a 13-year-old's math homework. I'm like, you can choose.
I'll do the banner. I'll
do the banners? Yeah, because it's faster.
Do math homework when you can point at stuff.
I don't like algebra. All right, the other thing that we are talking about right now is the podcast anniversary, which is Diana's talking.
Yes, to celebrate 3 years of podcasting, we are knitting adult-sized sweaters by Tin Can Knits, who has many fantastic free patterns, such as the flax pullover and the harvest cardigan. as well as many paid patterns. They're all lovely and very size inclusive, from newborn up to, I think the flax goes to 4XL or something.
Or 5X. Wait, no. 5XL.
I have the pattern right here, I can let you know. Anyway, if you have participated.
5X. I think the harvest goes up to a 5XL because I'm third from the top at a 3XL with a 51 inch.
4XL for this pattern. It goes up to a 58-inch chest. 18 inches up to 58 inches. So, wide range of sizes.
Oh, yes.
So if you have participated and played along with us, please post your finished sweater pictures in our finished objects thread, which is in our Ravelry group or will be linked in the show notes. And if you have already finished by the end of March, where we originally set our deadline, you will get a bonus entry to be entered to win the grand mysterious prize. Otherwise, you have until April 15th to finish your sweater, as Jocelyn will definitely do, and I might maybe do, because when have I ever finished a knit along on time, even when the deadline, does get extended?
We have extended deadlines in the past and you still not met them.
So really, I'm just keeping on brand.
That's fair. That's fair. And you know, there's the thing. As always, much thanks to Asa, who is our moderator on both the Facebook group and the Ravelry pages, which is a huge help to poor little old me. And we cannot praise her enough for the work that she does. Because, guys, she's replying. I am definitely not. I've done surprise gifting. Diana says mystery surprise, like she doesn't know what it is. I've told her like 4 times. Do I have to tell you again?
I remember what it is this time. I remember
Cool
now.
beans! Cool beans. So I'm excited to give that away. That'll be exciting. It's electronic, and let's be honest, by the time we announce who the grand prize winner is, they'll already have it. That's how I function. Just get it done. We're finished. It's fine. So to do that, there is a million different knit-alongs going on right now and a whole bunch of stuff going on in the communities that are out there. Literally posting anything with knitting and quarantine or knit-alongs right now, and you will get a bunch of options. A lot of people are doing, like, Marley Bird has one going on. Arnie and Carlos are continuing with theirs. Who else did I saw? The Crochet Crowd has dropped a bunch of patterns. They dropped a Greek motif crocheted couch throw. Greek.
That sounds epic.
It is gorgeous. Gorgeous. So, I mean, if you need inspiration, hit up the Googles, punch in a couple of keywords. You will have more than enough options going on.
Oh, yeah.
To help you out. And we are super excited to see all your guys' progress and stuff. As always, as Diana likes to say, hit the smash the like button. What is the hit?
Smash that like.
Smash that like button. If you can, please
smash that like.
Smash that like. Please like and subscribe and follow us here on YouTube. You can leave comments. I do eventually get to the comments. I check maybe twice a week right now. If you follow us on Ravelry, we will gladly be friends with you. Asa will talk to you way more often than we will, though we do occasionally pop in and do, which we're just not forum people. On Facebook, I'm fairly active, and we're most active on Instagram when I can swing it. Diana, you need to post some photos this week.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, we don't have photos of the mittens. We don't have a current photo of the blanket, but we did see the sweater 2 weeks ago. But we definitely need photos of the mittens.
Okay. I will, I'll maybe do photos of the mittens tomorrow because they need to be washed.
Okay. This is how I request things.
Live on the podcast, so I can't escape.
That or I randomly text you and go, hey, can you do a thing?
Yes, I can do better about posting some stuff, like ever.
I appreciate the assistance.
My emotion right now can be summed up as upside down grimacing face.
Pretty much, yeah, all of us right now. So that's what's going on and that's what's up. We haven't done any sort of serious conversations about maybe doing additional content, like bonus content for the Facebook group and stuff. We're still, well, I understand there's a bunch of security issues on the internet and things that go sideways. I do like to do the readings for each of them, so I have been bogged down in background, boring adult reading right now to understand content rules and regulations and stuff so that I know what's going up and what's okay and what's not, and setting some ground rules for things. So if I ever fully get caught up on that, I will take a look at maybe doing some extra posting and stuff for stuff that's strictly for Facebook content. And we'll see how it goes from there. Could be fun, could be crazy. Maybe me and Diana will sit down one day and we'll try to figure out how to have both of us on the screen at the same time and do like a Facebook group chat or something. Who knows?
I think one of us would have to be the podcast and the other one would just have to use a personal account.
Which is fine. Lord knows we have podcast and personal accounts all over the place.
Oh, yes.
All over the place, you guys. Also, by the way, ignore those Gmail updates. I was logging in for the first time on the new computer.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw those.
Those security updates for me!
I figured.
Oopsie daisy! Technology is amazing till it doesn't work. Alright, let's talk books.
Yeah, books, literature. I have, good grief, I actually have 3 books. I finished a book. 2 books. I finished 2 books this week. Whoa.
Oh, I forgot to tell you I finished Wicked Nights. No. What was the one I was reading last week?
Okay, let me write that one down so I don't forget about it.
Was it Wicked Nights?
Darkest Kiss, Way of Kings were all things that you were reading last week.
Darkest Kiss, that's the one I finished. I finished 3 books in a week. What do you want? Cannot.
I actually listen to audiobooks while I'm gaming.
I really like doing it. Well, I gotta have, because I wear my headphones, so I have one headphone on, one headphone off, so that I can hear the sound when like it's time to catch a fish.
Yes.
Or if I'm honest, when the bats are getting close to me in the cave and I gotta beat them up because I can't see them till they hit me.
Mm.
But I can hear them. So things I do. But yeah, I like listening to audiobooks while I game and knit and stuff. So like it doesn't take long for me to rack up the hours.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I finished Darkest Kiss by Gina Showalter. It's a romance novel. I mean, sometimes I love Gina Showalter, sometimes I don't. I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy this series or not so far. I'm not super sold on the protagonist for that one. I didn't get caught up emotional. There were no laughter, no feels, no. But I may have not liked the main character. So, like, if you don't like the main character in a romance novel, where are you going to take that? The writing was fine. It was right on par. I didn't connect, so.
No, it's fine.
Not the end of the world. The adult fun, sexy time scenes were still written very well.
Good.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like the point, right?
Some would say yes. Shall I finish my rest of my list?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I also have discovered my problem is if I'm not careful, I will start a book late at night when I'm finally able to do some gaming, which is like post-nap in the middle of the day for me, or do some knitting, and I will then stay up all night listening to things and not realize the whole night's passed by. So when am I not tired? So I also finished We Are Legion, in brackets, We Are Bob. It's a delightful science fiction novel. Like I want the second one now. I'm not sure I've got time to fit the second one in this month in the series, but I wanna. Because it is good.
Okay, what is the premise of this one?
Well, robots, clearly. We are Legion. We are Bob.
Okay.
It's the Bobverse book number 1.
But why are we Bob? I don't understand.
I don't understand why you wouldn't be Bob. Hang on, wait. I don't want to give anything away, so give me a second. I'm going to push a buttons. Because here's the problem. When you do things, because you don't want to accidentally say more than you should, I am going to pull up the synopsis. Because that will tell me what I can and can't say because it's public knowledge. Right?
Okay.
All right, so pardoning me trying to read here, that's when I actually get tired. All right, here we go. As I get really close. Yes, the font is blown up, guys. I still need to get the close. There's a reason We Are Legion and We Are Bob was named Audible's best science fiction book of 2016. Yep, that's what that says. It's good for a reason. It's irresistibly irrelevant. It is.
I like all my reading irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Bob Johnson has just sold his software company for a small fortune and is looking forward to a life of leisure. Sorry, focusing in print is not the best thing for me to do most days. Diana's seen me read the cat facts to her. It's not pretty, guys. I'm not meant to read print out loud anymore. So the first item on his to-do list is spending his newfound windfall. What did he? So anyway, whatever. He undergoes and he signs up to be cryogenically preserved in case he dies.
Okay.
And then the story is about what happens when he's woken up years later.
Okay.
However, not all of him gets waken up. His mind has been uploaded into a sentient space probe with the ability to replicate itself. So Bob and his clones are on a mission to find new homes for humanity and boldly go where no Bob has gone before.
All right. I am intrigued. I will probably read this book at some time in the near future.
But if I start talking about it, I'm going to spoiler it. Because it's like Gork, the teenage dragon. Like, as soon as I start, I can't stop. I can't stop. And you don't want to spoil Gork, the teenage dragon, and I don't want to spoil We Are Legion, because it is just, I mean, it is delightfully irrelevant. But it's just, yeah, it's that pause on all of the junk that's going on and just go have a fun romp in space.
Okay.
Which
handle a fun romp in space.
You may have noticed are pretty much all my books right now.
Yeah, because I'm reading anything ever so serious.
Well, you might. I don't know. All right. The other one I finished was the new one by Sarah J. Maas, which is the Crescent City book #1 called House of Earth and Blood. Oh, I'm not going to tell you how many hours that was. You're going to accuse me of never sleeping.
All right. I won't ask.
Don't ask. Don't ask. That'd be bad. Okay. Now, what is your thingy? That's not what I wanted to know. I want to know what you say in your thingy so that I don't say too much. I might just leave it. Okay. This is always interesting for me to do. Here we go. Yeah, you get your usual blurb at the top, #1 in New York Times. Okay, are we surprised that Sarah J. Maas is a New York Times best-selling author? She's a really freaking good author. Okay. Oh, The City with House of Earth and Blood is a story of a half-fae and half-human Bryce. I'm not going to pronounce that last name because that is not what I heard. So that's one of those spelt differently, sound differently situations. As she seeks revenge in a contemporary fantasy world of magic, danger, and searing romance. They're not wrong about the searing romance.
Snicker, snicker.
Sarah J. Maas is one of those ones that occasionally gets put in young adult, and I'm not entirely sure why, because she's definitely an adult novelist. New adult, I could see, because her protagonists can still be like 18 to like 21. So like young side of adult. But I would not let my niece read the Court of Thorns and Roses series.
It's distinctly adult.
Distinctly adult, and it's distinctly in the young adult section. And I mean, it would vary depending on what the parents had decided or the family had decided, like that's what the level of reading was going to be. My niece is grossed out when people hold hands in movies. She thinks it's disgusting. But you want to watch a zombie horror flick? she could care less. She will critique the realistic value of the blood and violence. But
All
kissing
right.
scenes gross her out.
Kissing bad. Okay.
Kissing bad. What do I know? So, and because there is kissy scenes in the Court of Thorns and Roses, she wouldn't really be into it.
Fair enough.
Also, they get a touch more descriptive than I think at 13 she should really be doing. At 16, I wouldn't care. 3 years makes a difference, mentally speaking. In
Definitely does. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, I recommend that series to adults all the time because Sarah J. Maas is an amazing author. She's also got the Throne of Glass series, which decidedly starts out more PG-13 than really where it ends up. So, like, you can grow with the books, like the Harry Potter books. They grow. They're decidedly a little more middle grade at the start, and they're decidedly adult by the time you finish.
Mm-hmm.
You get that progression of growth through the series. So, like, definitely do that with Sarah J. Maas, some of her series. But this one is adult. It starts out an adult. It's put in the adult section. It is an adult fantasy novel. And it's just as good as her other ones. I shouldn't have read it. I knew better because now I want the second one and I'm going to have to wait forever because it's new. Like, it's super
Well,
new.
what did you go and do that for? You know better.
I couldn't help myself. I really wanted to listen. Whatever. I have the entire Throne of Glass series and I have the entire Court of Rose and Thorn series. I can just re-listen to those. That's a lot of hours of reading.
Yes. All right. I finished some stuff this week. I finished the light and fluffy Atlantis Rising.
Good.
And I also finished Persepolis Rising because titles of things rising, I don't know. Everything's rising this week.
Apparently. That means you're on to book 8.
It does. Yes. And then I started Atlantis Awakening.
Good thing I gave you both.
Fluff. Nonsense. The world is still in jeopardy. They solved the last problem, but then it turns out there's a bigger world-ending problem, so now they have to go and fix that problem with a different set of protagonists from that were just background characters in the first book, and there's
I had like 4 more on the fireplace for you in that series alone.
I don't know if I can handle that many more. Like.
Super fluffy. Listen, it is no different. It is no different than the constant, here's a problem, solve a problem, here's a bigger problem, solve the bigger problem, that are in the James S.A. Corey series. There just
This is also true.
Just happens to be slightly more fluffiness to it. That's all.
Yes. Persepolis Rising was distinctly less fluffy about its solving world-ending problems.
Decidedly more sexy fun times in the romance novels in the James S.A. Corey books.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm missing out on Bobby's love life. I feel like Bobby needs a love life.
I'm sure Bobby has a perfectly adequate love life.
Yeah, but we don't hear about it.
Protective of.
We don't hear about it. And what kind of man would Bobby stop for? Or woman? We don't know.
I'm getting weirdly curious about it.
I want to know. There's random weird things. Random weird things.
Okay, I'm going to think about this too hard now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, cannot say anything about Persepolis Rising other than the Expanse series is really good. And if you have even a passing interest in sci-fi, you should definitely read the Expanse series.
I don't think you even have to have a passing and affinity to sci-fi. It's not. James S.A. Corey doesn't go so far off the deep end with the sci-fi explanation that you lose the story.
Yes, it doesn't have the Star Trek technobabble thing going on. Like, everything is based in real science, and it's presented not in an exposition fairy way. It's just like some characters are talking and they're using slang about this thing, and it's like, because it doesn't really matter how this thing works, it just, this thing's broken and I'm going to go fix it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the biggest thing that threw me for a loop, but I'm not a huge science fiction fan, I'm a bigger fantasy fan, was that they do all of their measurements metrically. So instead of it is. I live in a country that uses metric, but I'm not accustomed to reading things like you're killing me in centimeters. That always made me pause for a second because my brain went, that's not what that's supposed to do. That statement's awful little. But otherwise, I know that they did their measurements in centimeters and stuff, so like I visually put it in my brain quite easily. I'm like, oh, centimeters, I know how much that is. Inches and feet, yeah, I can do those too, but not everybody can flip back and forth. But what I liked was it is an action adventure novel. It is the
Yes.
band of good guys actioning, adventuring against the bad guys.
And I introduced my parents to the Expanse TV show last
Ugh.
night, and they binged like 3 episodes. So I think I've got my parents hooked now too.
Ugh, television show. What a waste.
It gets better.
I watched the whole thing.
It's dope. You know what? I liked it. I like the TV show.
The books are better.
Books are better, but the TV show is well done.
Way better. Way better. So
I have no issues with the TV show.
yeah, I got a lot of issues with TV shows. So that was yeah. It's the same sort of thing. It's the same sort of idea as any sort of action adventure novel. It just happens to be set in space.
Yes. I'm
No,
enjoying
I
this.
did appreciate they just assumed you knew what was going on, and then they only really need to tell you when something went wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saving the 8th book for my drive because it is just about exactly the right length.
That makes
I'm
sense.
saving it for the drive.
Good. Means you've got time to start something else. You're not going anywhere right now.
That is true. I can definitely listen to maybe I'll listen to We Are Legion while I'm playing Stardew Valley tonight.
We are Bob. It's a little disjointed to listen to, the Roblox cybernetic legion of clones doing its thing while you're
That's fine.
fishing, but it's fine.
I'm fine with it.
It's fine. It's fine. The narration, I enjoyed the narration for that one, so that was totally fine. Why not? I did a lot of the court or the House of Earth and Blood while working on my body of my sweater and my sleeves this week.
Yeah.
Hey, bright side is I figured out the basics of the editing software and it seems to be working relatively smoothly. So if I still like it in another podcast or two, I will start fiddling around with the specialty stuff. Fancy.
I think that's everything then.
That's it. That's all. Woo. Cool.
Yes.
Is it time to move? Is it dancing time? Dance.
Yeah. I was all bunched up on the bed, so now I need to move around and
Dance. I have homemade ice cream in the freezer. I gotta go make a chocolate cake.
we have 2 different kinds of cookies, and we have muffins, and we have cake, and we have 3 kinds of ice cream in the freezer, one of which is homemade. We have too much sugar over here.
My sister made 3 batches of scones day before last.
Can you transport
Friday?
me a scone? You can just teleport me a scone.
Too late.
I want a scone. Oh.
3 batches of scones. My sister got 3. I got 4. The rest got eaten by the child and the brother-in-law
Grief.
in less than 48 hours.
Good grief, that's a lot of scones.
It's too many. My sister's like, how many did you have? I'm like, 4. I had 2 yesterday, and I took 2 last night, put them downstairs in the fridge for me to have today when I got up. Why? With my coffee. She's like, I had 3. I'm like, cool, how many batches did you make? She's like, 3 batches. I'm like, do you have any left? She's like, I got 2 upstairs. I'm like, cool. That was Saturday mid-morning.
Good grief. I'm going to make some scones tonight, tomorrow. Tomorrow, probably make scones tomorrow.
Heavy cream was on sale. So I've got heavy cream still in the fridge, so I might make some fresh whipped cream to go on top of my cake and my ice cream.
Dang, that sounds good.
What flavor do I want to make my fresh whipped cream? Because I got pineapple juice, so I can make pineapple flavored whipped cream on top of my vanilla homemade ice cream to go with my chocolate cake. That's pineapple chocolate and vanilla ice cream.
Sounds like pineapple's the way to go.
I feel like pineapple is the way to go. I really do. So I feel like that's going to be what I do today.
Sounds like a good plan.
after I eat the rest of my cucumbers. So I'll say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit. We're gonna have to, I gotta start like do a visual cue, like visual countdown.
Knit.